Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here. Wow, my voice sounds terrible right now. Hold on, I am just doing something quickly on my computer, so this might lag. I'm hoping that it isn't, but there is a chance that it might lag in the slightest amount. I hope it doesn't. Okay, I think I fixed it. I'm just putting something out on Twitter, so give me 2 seconds. Okay, I think we're all good. Okay, hopefully this is all good. Let me just exit that, and then I can do this. Welcome. Whoa, this is low. There we go. Hello. Usually I fix that before I stream. Once again, if it looks like I'm being blinded by the light, it's because the sun is like coming up over there. So it's most likely going to be doing that. It's doing that thing again. I have no idea why it's doing that. This is frustrating. I know it was. If you hear last stream, you would have known. It's like the flashing on the chat. It could go like a minute or something without not doing anything, and then like we'll just have like 20 just random things flashing up all the time. Anyway, hopefully it's okay. And we're all good. Okay, sweet. So welcome everyone to the stream. I was going to say the chat, but the stream. Hopefully everyone's having a good day or night, depending wherever you are, I guess. Hello, what's going on? Hello, Givmo. Hello, Garen. Hello, basically everyone that's joining the chat. Hello, everyone. Hello, your boy. Hello, Can Do Everything. Hello, Tadiko. Welcome everyone to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good day, as I was saying before, or a good night. And yeah, so we got Arrow today, which was good. I was actually, I put flash spoilers in the title because I'll talk about why I put that in there. There was actually going to be a video I was going to upload earlier today, but I'm waiting on more information because I thought if I did it, there's little to no there's information, but it's like more information is going to come out over the next especially day that could have been added to that video. So I thought I'll leave it for the next couple of days and I'll do it in maybe not tomorrow, but the next day. But we'll wait and see. But welcome everyone that's still joining in the stream. Thank you Flashpoint Wolf for the $1 super chat. Can I talk louder? I think you might need to turn your volume up because on my meter I'm basically reaching the highest I can go on OBS. So if anything, you might have to turn your volume up. Or maybe your speakers are broken, because if I spoke any louder, I'd blow some other people's speakers up. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to the general, what do you want to call it? The general proceedings of the stream. So if you're new to the stream, just or even if you're just returning, we'll just go through the general things again. So keep the chat nice and civil. No spamming of emojis, no spamming of my name and stuff, because you can see on the screen here. My name appears orange on my one. I don't know if it appears orange for everyone else. But yeah, spamming of it is just as annoying as spamming emojis, so try not to do that. And yeah, just keep the chat nice and civil. What else was I going to say? And yeah, that's basically about it. And if you want to help support the channel, or you just want to get your comment 100% read out, or your question 100% answered, you can super chat just like Neil did by clicking, I'll do it on screen, by clicking this little dollar emblem down here. You go send a super chat. You can just drag up and choose whatever amount you want, and then you can just go, "We are Bebo," or something like that, or a question like "We are Bebo," maybe something like that. I don't know, but yeah, that helps support the channel, and obviously, whatever you want to call it. And if you can't do that, then you can go to streamlabs.com/pagey at the top of the description. That's another means to donate. If because some countries and some devices can't super chat at the moment. I'm not too sure why that is, but I think Google's working towards fixing that. And then also my Patreon's in the description below if you want to go check that out and see all the different things as well. So yeah, let's jump into it. Let me swap screens just over here. Sweet. Okay, so we'll jump into Neil Matthews with the £5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Neil. Do you think they will keep Wally on the Wave Rider? And who sorry, I don't know. Yeah, my throat's a bit how you going, but do you think they will keep Wally on the Wave Rider? And who else do you want to come over to Legends? It's hard to tell at the moment. I think they'll tell us before we get actually into next season. That's definitely something that I think they'll reveal at Comic-Con or something like that, whether he's going to stay or not. but if look, I think it's like a 50-50. I think he's definitely has a high chance of staying on the Wave Rider. But then I also think if Flash goes back to a speedster oriented villain, then they might take Wally back, just because having more speedsters there would probably help the situation. But yeah, like as I said, I think it's like it's about a 50-50 to be completely honest. If personally, I think I liked Wally much more when he was on the Wave Rider. I did like Wally much more. So if I had to pick a preference at this time, like before, I was a bit hesitant on it, but I think the writers are just better with Wally on Legends. I think they just write Wally so much better than the Flash writers do. So yeah, I'd probably keep Wally on the Wave Rider for now at least. And in regards to who else do I want to come to Legends, it's pretty stacked at the moment, because I did say that the actress who played Maya, who's Maisie Richardson Sellers, she's coming back next season as another character. So she'll most likely be another character joining the Wave Rider. So we basically have the same team as this season, plus Constantine. So would they add another person? I don't know. They could add another supernatural character if you want to. Like, if you watch my video from the other day following Legends, I did like a Who is Justice League Dark video sort of thing. And I did say they could add Pandora, which would add something interesting, because she's an interesting character and I think would fit in with Legends. And it's almost be like the Zari, like feel a bit out of place, but then slowly adapt to the team. But yeah, going by the team at the moment, the amount, I couldn't see them adding anyone, but if they were to add someone, I'd go with someone like Pandora, someone that's a bit different. Or Ragman would be pretty cool, because he's like another sort of supernatural sort of character, or a bit freaky character. Stepful, thank you very much for the $2 super chat, greatly appreciated. Luke with the £2 super chat, do you think Harry will die? Look, they're really setting up Harry to be like on a couple of different parts, if you want to call it, in the back half of this season. Like, he could die, that's easily an option. He could go evil, that's another option. Or he could just become mentally unstable and not necessarily be evil, just be, as I said, mentally unstable. But yeah, I'd say that there's probably like a 25%, 30% chance that he could die. The thing is that HR died last. That's probably the thing that's going in Harry's favor of not dying, is the fact that a version of Harrison Wells died last season. HR Wells. So would they do that again this season? Probably not. They probably wouldn't do that, to be completely honest. But there is still a chance of it happening. Like, you can't really chuck it out the window because of what he's doing to himself with the cap, and we saw in the trailer that he's actually like putting stuff into it. It's still a high possibility of happening. And for people asking me, we'll jump into all that spoiler stuff after we get through the what do you want to call it? All these super chats and stuff. So we'll jump into the spoiler stuff, because I don't want to spoil it all, because I'm going to put in a video tomorrow, and also because people might not want to hear it. But I'll outline what these spoilers are in a second. Tony with the $2 super chat, thank you very much for that, Tony. The Rory Harper we meet next season is from Earth 2, question mark. I don't know. Personally, I think it would just be Roy Harper. I don't think they'll do Earth 2 stuff. There is rumors that Roy could be appearing in the finale for this season, which sets him up for next season. I haven't heard any confirmation or denial of that, but that could be something that could happen. It would make sense if that happened, because obviously we had Constantine appearing next season as a series regular for Legends, and he appeared on Legends in their finale to set up next season. So it would make complete sense if Roy was to appear as well. In regards to him being Earth 2 Roy, it could happen. Obviously, it could happen, but personally, I think it would most likely be the one that we've, always met. But yeah. Oh, sorry, I just scrolled down. Where am I? Here we go. Edward Solis with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Edward. Dumb question. Will Titans be in the Arrowverse? No, it's on its own sort of thing. So Titans will be in its own separate sort of place, I guess. It's made by Berlanti, like Greg Berlanti. It's his like production company, I think, that's making it, who obviously makes all the CW DC shows as well. But it's not connected to the Arrowverse that we know of, and I don't think they'll do it either, because it films in Canada, but it films on like the opposite side of Canada, in Toronto, rather than the CW shows which film in Vancouver. So, Yeah, it won't be in the Arrowverse that we know of, at least. But I can't see it being in there anyway. Stepful with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Stepful. Starfire looks like a hooker you pick up from GTA. Yeah, I don't really have an issue with the actual outfit because it's like 100% obvious that they're undercover. The issue is the hair, and once again, you could say the hair is undercover, but if that is her actual hair, then it's an issue because the hair looks terrible. It looks like a wig that you'd get up. It looks like a flat-out wig you'd buy from a shop. It doesn't look like anything that anyone would actually rock. The hairs, I don't have anything, no issues with anything else. I actually prefer, a lot of people are like, oh, why doesn't Beast Boy have green skin? I would prefer if he didn't have green skin, to be completely honest. Because I always thought, like, for those who don't know, he wasn't born that way. Like, Beast Boy in the comics had, like, was it a disease or cancer? It was like a disease. I'm going to say it was a disease. I don't think it was cancer. I think it was a disease. And essentially, he uses this cure, and the cure that cures him of the disease has a side effect where he turns green and has these powers and stuff. So I prefer him not having. I think the green hair's enough, to be completely honest. One thing that would be cool though, to like have like an homage to the fact that he has green skin in the comics and stuff, is that when he transforms or changes, might I say, into an animal, he like glows green. You know what I mean? So he like glows green, and then he morphs into like a eagle or a bear or something like that. That would be the cool thing to do. But you know, when he's just walking around, he's just normal. I think he just looks like what we saw in the set photos. That's what I would do at least, because I think the green skin is, for a TV show, to do that all the time, that's hard. That's hard. I think there's going to be issues if they try to do it all the time. So I think having him look like that is a smarter option. And then when he's changing, he like highlights green or glows green for a bit and then changes. I think that would be the best way to go. I thought Raven looked good. I know people complain that she didn't have the little thing up here, but I thought Raven looked good. She's exactly what I would expect Raven to look like in live action, to be completely honest. But yeah, KB Flash 1 with a $1 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Stepful once again with a $2 super chat. Dr. Fate Helm should be used on Legends. There's a possibility that they could do that, but I haven't watched the Constantine mini-series thing, like the animated one. But someone told me that they sort of cancelled out everything that happened in the live action show from season 1. So that's like the canon, that animated show in regards to the Arrowverse. Which means they cancel out all the Dr. Fate stuff. So technically, Dr. Fate at this point doesn't exist in the Arrowverse. That we know of, at least. There's no evidence to support it. So, yeah, I don't know. I have to watch that animated series there before I completely jump in there. But Dr. Fate would be cool to see. Like, he was cool when he was on Smallville. I loved him when he was on Smallville. So it'd be cool to see him on Legends as well. Stepful once again. Those aren't the Titans costumes, by the way. Yeah, Ravens is very Raven-esque, and Beast Boy is very Beast Boy-esque in regards to what he's wearing, but it won't be their suits. I think it's just like their color scheme, you know what I mean? But obviously with Starfire, that's what you pray to Bebo that is not her suit. Like that is not her costume. You'd pray to Bebo, for God's sake. And then obviously we saw Dick Grayson running around in like just like a general stuff with like a satchel, if you want to call it a satchel bag. So they're obviously undercover, or at least Robin and Starfire are undercover. Little Galaxy Gamer Han Soul 66 / the Ebros Beast East with the $1 super chat. Thank you very much for that. And Domodron with the $2 super chat. I knew Gideon would help, but don't want Harry to be evil. Yeah, I was actually surprised we saw Gideon return. It was actually voiced by Morena Baccarin, who is like, you know, Deadpool's wife or Deadpool's girlfriend in the movie Deadpool, and then also she's Dr. Mackenzie. Is it Mackenzie? On Gotham. So I was surprised they had her back. So she had to record new dialogue for that. So she's back recording that, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what happens next episode. I actually really enjoyed last episode. People were saying, oh, it was another crap episode. I was like, was it really? Or are you just like really salty about the Flash this season and just like crapping down anything that isn't like over the top spectacular? Because I thought it was Dr. Lee. It's Dr. Lee Mackenzie though, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, I thought last episode was good, and like everyone was complaining about Ralph, and I was like, they did Ralph well. I don't think you can complain about Ralph, because Lee Tompkins. What was I thinking Mackenzie? It's because the guy that plays Jim Gordon, his last name is Mackenzie. That's why it's Lee Tompkins. Yeah. Yeah, with Ralph, I thought they did him well. They perfectly explained why he was doing certain things throughout the season. Once again, it does point at him dying next episode because it's such a typical TV show thing to rush character development before a character leaves the show or dies. And next episode would 100% be an episode in which Ralph would either, you know, sacrifice himself or just be taken, but in the end be killed. We'll have to wait and see though, but it's a typical TV thing to do that thing where you like just rush character development just before they leave or die. So that could be happening with Ralph next episode. But I enjoyed last episode. I thought it was a really enjoyable episode. Especially the thinker and mechanic stuff. Okay, my YouTube's once again, it's okay. I don't know what's on with YouTube. I've watched some other live streams lately and like they've been lagging, so YouTube really needs to fix its stuff. Anyway, Edward Solis with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Edward. I know there is some super chat, not some super chats. What do you call them? A Streamlabs donation. I'll get to that. Jamie, I think it was, that donated through there. But Edward Solis with the $5 super chat. It kind of feels like they're forcing all these conflicts with Oliver. What do you think we'll be seeing in future Team Arrow? Yeah, last episode, even though the actual eventual conflict was good, like the acting and the actual moment was good, it was incredibly forced. It was really, really, really forced, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I even argue that maybe the Flash stuff was forced in regards to them really pushing Ralph to be over the top with his jokes just so Barry would get to a point in which he would blow up. That was really forced. If anything, that should have happened in like a previous episode when like maybe Ralph wasn't listening to him and then joking. But last episode, that was like one bit that was sort of forced, which I was like, is that the best thing to go? Or the best thing to do, might I say? I'm really intrigued to see how this week's episode goes with Arrow and how Oliver goes on his own. I haven't watched any of the sneak peeks. Someone was telling me that he's in his old suit, which I already knew because we saw on his Twitter that Stephen Amell was posting that stuff. But I haven't watched any of the previews. I don't watch them. I just watched the actual episode, apart from the trailer. I watched the trailer and that's about it. But in regards to future Team Arrow next season, well, you'd have to think Roy's there. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Diggle died, but I don't think he will, so you don't think Diggle would be back. But that's all I would go, to be completely honest, because I think the team's too big if you have all those old new Team Arrow people come back like Renee, Curtis, and Dinah along with Roy. It's too much. There's too much there. So they've got to do something next season that's different and a different lineup and stuff. But yeah, I'd want Roy, Oliver, and Diggle there, I guess. Even though there's a possibility that Roy could die. Stepful with a $2 super chat. CW, give us the Martian Manhunter series on CWC. That'd be pretty cool to see. I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be completely honest. They could do a lot of cool stuff there. Havani, or Giovanni, hopefully I pronounced that right, with the $2 super chat. What do you think Bet gonna do with Legends? Bet? Can you let me... Bet. Can you let me know in the chat what you like 100% mean with that? Because I think you might have missed that. Just let me know in the chat. Oh, what do you think they're gonna do with Legends? Oh, okay. Next season. Sorry, yeah. I thought there might have been like a, what do you call it? Like an auto correct or something there. What do you think they're gonna do with Legends next season? I guess. I'm hoping it is like underworld sort of stuff, like very supernatural stuff, because you got Constantine there. Yeah, it's a wasted opportunity not to do that because he's an expertise in it, and it would make sense why he would be there for a whole season if you're going down that route. So you'd have to think it's going to be something along those lines. Like I did do that video, the Justice League Dark. I would go down that route. If you're going to introduce like a dragon's head as the last thing that escaped, you think other things would escape, like the big villain, though, I think should be someone that's maybe taking advantage of that. So someone that's like might not seem as like demonic or supernatural. Like Nick Necro could be good. You could do Felix Faust, but he was in Constantine season 1 and sort of died. But then again, the animated series apparently cancels out the what do you call it? The live action season 1. Yeah, I know the screen's flashing. We talked about it earlier. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to re-download OBS because that's the issue, because it shouldn't really be doing that. I don't know why it's doing it, so it's obviously something wrong with OBS. But yeah, I'll do something like Underworld or Supernatural-esque for next season. I think that's the best way to go about it, especially with what's set up from the end of the season. Luke McDonald with a £2 super chat. Will they bring Black Lightning into the Arrowverse? It wouldn't surprise me if they eventually did, but I think they're going to bide their time with it, if that makes sense. And just because I don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season with Black Lightning. Obviously, this week's the finale, or the upcoming week is the finale. So I have to wait and see there. But they film in a different city, so it's very hard. They don't film in Vancouver. So that really makes a crossover really, really hard, or at least putting them into the Arrowverse. But it's just one of those things we have to just wait and see what happens there. I don't think we really can determine right now whether it is or it isn't. I'll quickly answer the Streamlabs donation just because I just want to not let it sit there for ages. I had to refresh, sorry. Where is it? Comic Knowledge _ Jamie with the $1.83 donation. Were you disappointed with the Legends of Tomorrow finale? Like, Rip died and they only seemed to care for 3 minutes. And Malice was a really anticlimactic villain. I get that it was funny, but I just feel like the full season was a big troll. I liked it. That's the whole thing. Legends is meant to be out there and sort of be ridiculous. And that's what the finale was. The finale perfectly... If you're going to, like, give an episode to someone and say, this is Legends. This is what you get when you watch Legends. It's that finale. That finale... 100%, like, if you want to say it, personifies Legends. And if you didn't like it, then you don't really like Legends. That's probably the best thing I could say. If you don't really like the finale, then you probably don't like Legends. That's like, because I think everyone that really likes Legends love the finale. Because that's what Legends is meant to be. It's not meant to be like Flash or Arrow. It's meant to be that thing where, to use a fairly common term, it takes the piss. And that's what it does. It takes the piss. It makes fun. It basically makes fun of comic book shows while being a comic book show. Which is why I like Legends. It's almost a parody in itself. But it still has serious moments, serious storylines, and it still feels like a serious show at the exact same time. Is something on my screen? No, someone's just written something in the chat that looks like there's something on my screen. But that's why I like Legends like that. And I think that finale perfectly... represented that. That's just me personally. Where am I? Tyler Scully with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Tyler. Good afternoon in the US. Have you gone over the Flash spoilers yet? No, I'm gonna get over them once I get through all these super chats, and I wanted to get through them all. But as soon as I get to like the last one, more come in. So I'll get to them in a in a second. I'll try and get them as soon as I finish. As soon as I get to the end, I'm just going to quickly... Any other ones after that, I'll have to leave until after I get through these Flash spoilers. But yeah, I'll get to that in a second, but thanks for that, Tyler. BTK Predator with a $5 super chat. Are we just getting Adrian Chase tonight, or both Chase and Prometheus? Super excited. Also curious to see Black Siren's story progression. From what I know, it's just Chase. I don't think it's Prometheus. I think it's more effective if it's Adrian Chase. I mean, apparently also Robert Queen. It's all apparently. Nothing's actually 100% confirmed, but it's just highly likely that's going to happen because the actors were seen on set. Or not on set, obviously, but in Vancouver. And it's just like, why would they be there? Well, it's to be on Arrow. Someone just asked when it's my birthday. It's my birthday on the 25th of April, which is the day that Avengers Infinity War comes out in Australia. So guess who's seeing Avengers on his birthday? This guy. But yeah, I'm also excited to see the Black Siren story progression. But then the episode after this one, after today's episode, is the big Black Siren one when she's out with Dragon and stuff like that. It's my YouTube. I just saw it lag a bit. Anyway, where am I? Stepful with the $2 super chat. Do you think? Behind the scenes, they're getting ready to reveal Titans. Maybe. I heard it got delayed again because of filming issues. I heard the filming got delayed, so it's going to finish later than they expected to finish filming season 1, which in turn should delay the actual premiere of the season. So I'm going to be waiting a while, or a bit longer to see Titans, from what I heard at least. Cool Cupcake Gaming with the $2 super chat. Please explain the thinking mechanic stuff from last episode. Well, essentially, to keep it simple, DeVoe is keeping the mechanic on a loop by not only messing with her mind, but also using the Weeper stuff to, like, essentially, like, just drugging her is the best way to, without going too in depth, because I want to try and get through these super chats. But essentially, she's living on a loop to basically, from what I perceived, or from what I gathered, to improve her performance, essentially, to make her better. That's what I was gathering from it, at least, because when she started off the episode, it was going to take her 3 hours to finish that to finish that chair properly, and that was going to take her 1 hour to fix that chair. That's from what I gathered, at least. Or 3 hours to like 1 hour, I think it was. So from what I can tell, he's just constantly doing it so she's able to fix things faster. That's what I was able to give. I'll take from it. I might be wrong. That's just what I took from it, at least. Just hold on. But I don't know what's going on in the trailer for next episode, though. Like, we have Ninja. What do you call it? Ninja mechanic with the swords and stuff like that. I'm interested to see what that's going on there. But essentially, the best way to put the thinking mechanic stuff from last episode, she's living on a loop to basically, for Devoe to improve in performance, I guess. That's what I was taking from it. Stepful, with the $2 super chat. I hate stupid chicken people from Mick. That was a funny little burn to the Hawks, I guess. B More 1 with the $2. Black Lightning Daughters should do the crossover. Yeah, that's true. I'm interested to see what happens in the finale with them. Whether there's like a big leap with those characters, especially Jennifer. BTK, once again with the $2 super chat. Can we talk about Harry and Evil Wall's return? There's really not much we can talk about that. It's more speculation. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're gonna have another Reverse Flash." It's possibility. I think I'm gonna bring it up in my video either tomorrow or the day after, whenever it's gonna come out. It's a possibility. I wouldn't count on it happening. I think it's just more Harry doing his own thing and heading down a dangerous road, rather than like hashtag Reverse Flash confirmed return or anything like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Like, we really can't jump too deep into it, in my opinion, at least. Until next week will be the episode where we can full on dive in, I think, because I think we're gonna get a lot progressing from from the upcoming episode, compared to the one we just had. Because the one we had, it was just very vague in regards to what he's doing. And the final one, Stepful from $2. You, Eric, Ben should make podcasts like Comic Book Cast. Comic Book Cast is one of the worst channels on YouTube. I think everyone knows that. But one thing that people were asking me to do is that in the off season, because obviously there's a lack of content, is to do like a weekly sort of cast or podcast sort of thing. It's more like a live stream like this, and I bring in a new like guest every single week. So it's just like, it could be like this long, like an hour, and we just go back and forth asking questions, sorry, and I get questions from either the Patreon guys or people on Twitter and stuff, and we answer those throughout the thing, while also getting feedback from the chat and random questions and stuff like that. If people would want to see that, let me know in the chat whether you'd want to see that or not. But yeah, that's something that I was coming up with that I could do in the off season, just to like provide some, it could continue into the actual seasons if I wanted to, but that's something to do in the off season, and we could cover different things as well. And it'd be like a live sort of thing like this, but then it'd also be up afterwards. I don't know what I would call it, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's just an idea I was coming up with, and I'd have to figure it out more, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's something I was thinking of doing. A Run Y with the $1 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Whew. Okay, now no more. I'll answer super chats after. So if you do super chat from now on, they'll just build up and they'll be answered straight after. Okay, so we'll jump into these spoilers. Okay, for the Flash. Now I'm not going to jump into every single one because first point, they're still filming. They're filming the stuff I'm going over in that video in the next couple of days today. So there's more stuff that's going to come out. But essentially, if you don't really want to, if you click the stream, it says Flash spoilers. I really don't think you care too much about the spoilers. But anyway, to keep it simple and not dive into too much information, when we had it almost looked like I just switched off for a second there and just like failed and I had to get rebooted. Anyway, remember in episode 3? It's episode 3 of the season, and we see the whole bus metahuman attack, where we see all the people on the bus, and like Barry comes out and they get affected by the dark matter. In the finale, it looks like Barry is time traveling back there, but also that Devoe is time traveling back there. It looks like it's going to be Devoe and Barry time traveling back to the bus incident to battle to save those people. So it's either Barry trying to battle to save those people on the bus and stop them getting affected by the dark matter, but Devoe trying to keep them on there so they're affected by the dark matter. By the sounds of it, that's obviously, this is all coming from filming reports. and stuff like that. This is actually like someone with a camera like filming it with their phone and stuff. But that is something that it seems like that's going to happen, because the actual detailing of the scene that's happening is that it's Barry coming back as the Flash into that bus, and he's taking on a villain. Okay, no, it's not April Fool's Ant-Man 1101. This is real. This is actually what's labeled. So that's the finale. That's a scene in the finale. Now, is that how DeVoe's defeated? That's the thing I have to do in my video. Because I think it's what it's going to come down to is that DeVoe is so far ahead of Barry in regards to what's going to happen in the future. Then what's Barry going to do? Well, the only thing he can really do is affect the past and stop what happened in the past. So I think that's basically what's going to happen. I think Barry's going to time travel again. It's going to be like one of those things where like, well, look what I did with Flashpoint. Look what I did with Flashpoint. I went back and I stopped all this from happening, and I created Flashpoint by stopping all that stuff in the past. Do I really want to have that again? Have that happen again, which obviously resulted in Savitar that first time. So do I want to risk that with this thing? I think if it gets to the point where Barry has no chance in defeating DeVoe, and what DeVoe's planning is like super, super duper evil, then Barry's like, well, I think it's the easy thing to go back and stop that from happening. Now, obviously, as I'm saying, this is all through words and descriptions and stuff like that. The description is actually vague in itself, but it's on the bus. It's in that same intersection that we had back in episode 3 or whatever it was, the exact same place that Barry came out of the Speed Force. I do know that like from what it sounds like Barry succeeds in it. It sounds like Barry succeeds in it because there's also like news vans or something on scene. There's also cops and stuff. So it sounds like this could be the final battle, but they're only like 3 days into filming for the finale, so it's hard to tell whether they would film the final battle first and in broad daylight when everyone's going to be there. Because really, we haven't had a final fight with these guys in the Flash, the final boss battle or the villain battle in daylight. They've all been at night. You know, season 1 at night, season 2 at night, season 3 at night. This would be during the day. It'd be completely different. And that's the thing. Would they film a finale battle between the villain in daytime when people would be all around there and be able to see what they're doing? That's the big question. I think the big reveal of whether this is the final bus battle and everyone's back, and Barry saves everyone on the bus, is whether all those actors are back in Vancouver. If all those actors that played bus metahumans are back in Vancouver and sitting on that bus, then I think that 100% confirms that that's the final boss fight, and it's on the bus and stuff like that, or around the bus at least. The issue is that Barry comes out of that Speed Force thing at the exact same time. So it's going to be two Barrys in the same place at once. It's going to be confusing. There's going to be reports of Flash being back in that area at that time. So it's going to be confusing, but I think this is going to be the final fight. I can't see them doing something this big and it not being like the final big moment of the season. And Esther just wrote more time travel, ... I'm annoyed that they got time travel out of the show. Because time travel is the Flash's most OP ability. So I'm going to have a drink. I've got like a really bad cough. Woo. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm annoyed that they got rid of like logical time travel, not stupid time travel like traveling back and killing a dinosaur. Logical time travel I thought was stupid that they got rid of the show. Like, you know, the Enter Flash Time episode? That was the episode that was like, why is there no time travel here? Time travel back a minute. Time travel back a minute, Barry, and stop and just grab that remote. Just grab that remote. Like, that was so logical. And like the actual, like, I think it was more destructive running into the Speed Force, taking the Quark Sphere, running out and just hoping that you would get there in time and throw the Quark Sphere at the nuke, then traveling back a minute in time and just snatching the remote. I thought the time travel on that thing was so much logical. Why did they say no time travel in this season? So they didn't get it, upset people. Because people were annoyed that time travel affected last season so much. And there was too much time travel, like future time travel and going in the past and stuff. There was just too much last season. And it wasn't very logical either. Like, it just randomly went to the future. Like, that's very coincidental. But also, okay, so we'll talk about some other stuff in regards to this. So that's all of you can really talk about that I know of. As I said, they're still filming, and they'll probably be filming that scene for the next couple of days, or at least the next 2 days. So there's going to be more coming out about that. So be sure to watch my video, not tomorrow, but the day after. And that'll be all on that, and I'll go into this information that I've left out of me telling you, by the way, right now, because I want to save it for the video. I've told you as much as I wanted to. Actually, I probably told you a bit more. I think I told you about the news vans and stuff. I wasn't going to tell you about that, but I decided to chuck it in there just to let you guys know. But some other stuff from Flash. Episode 19 not this week, obviously, but the week after, could be the episode in which we have Tracy Brand back, because they are, what are you calling it? Transporting like a dangerous meta, and the only dangerous meta I can think of is Fallout that we've met this season, and he is currently with Tracy Brand. So next episode could be the episode in which we meet Tracy Brand again. We know Citizen Cold's coming back, but Tracy Brand could be coming back next week. Not confirmation, just something that could be happening, so don't be surprised if that happens. What else? Diggle is meant to be in episode 22 of The Flash this season as a little cameo, so I'm guessing Argus is involved in episode 22. There's one more piece of information that I wanted to tell you. There's going to be flashbacks, I think, of Caitlin Snow at some point this season. I'm not too sure when. I just heard it through the grapevine that's happening. I think they actually... No, did they cast? I think they casted the actress to play young Caitlin Snow, but I'm not too sure who it is off the top of my head. It's like a... I think the name starts with A. I don't know, anyway. I heard that... And then there's something else. And also, one other thing, you know how the news came out about Tommy Merlin coming back to Arrow? Apparently he's not. Apparently that's Stephen Amell trolling everyone. So I'm on the bandwagon of him not coming back now because I've been told that he's actually not there. So yeah, so don't expect Tommy Merlin back in episode 21 apparently. It doesn't look like he's going to be there. Apparently, it's just a troll by Stephen Amell. He could be there, but there's been lack of reports about him actually being on set. But yeah, right to wait and see. And also, yeah, well, Weather Girl Flash fan just reminded me, the finale for this season of The Flash is actually called We Are the Flash. Yeah, that's the thing. Discussing film. That's the thing. He confirmed himself, but there's been lack of reports of actually him being in Vancouver. People have said they've actually spotted him, but it's actually been a lack of him being on set. That's the thing. And actually, call sheets, when they on the set, there's a thing called call sheets, and there's been, even when they don't even want to say the character, they still have to say that someone's going to be there, and all the call sheets have said that he hasn't actually been there. There actually hasn't been a someone else there, because even with the you would have seen if anyone watched my Arrow video from a couple of days ago, I think it was actually the same video I went over the Tommy Merlin coming back. Even that mystery girl who was like covered in everything to hide who her identity was, she was still listed on the call sheet as like a mystery character, or like to be disclosed, like a TBD character, and so was Christopher Chance, Human Target. They were labeled as TBD characters, which means they have to say that the character is there. They have to say that how many people are there, and they have to label them on the call sheet. But if they don't want to reveal the identity of a certain character, they can just, or actor, they can just cross it out. I'm not denying that Tommy's there. I've just said I've heard conflicting reports, and it's coming from a source that I usually trust, that he's not there. So I'm just going to go off the information that I trust. But he could still show up. Like, don't be surprised if Tommy Merlin does show up, but don't be surprised if he doesn't show up, because it seems to be there's no like 100% confirmation that he's coming back now. It seems to be really confusing whether he's coming back or not. But we'll have to wait and see, because they're done with episode 21 now. They're on to episode 22, Arrow. And what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? There was one more thing from Arrow, I think. I can't remember what it was. I'm going off the top of my head with all this information as well. There's another thing with Flash as well. Do I have it on my... Where's my phone? I think I might have my notes on my phone. Where is it? Sorry for this. Where's my notes? Here we are. Oh, it's in my other thing. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Is it here? Oh, the only other thing was the mystery girl thing. Apparently she's meant to be revealed in the finale. I don't know if that's actually happening or not. But apparently she's going to be in next season. So, yeah. Super Base 1 with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Super Base. Would you like to see Gotham in the Arrowverse? How could they do it? Not really, because it's so different. It's really different. I don't think it'd fit in the Arrowverse. It's just too different. That's basically the best way to put it. It's just a bit way too different that I don't think it would really work. So yeah. What do you think will happen in the next crossover? Another multiverse villain I think would be pretty cool. But yeah. Why not in the episode Therefore She Is? I think Therefore She Is going to be Marlize. It's going to be centered around Marlize because Therefore She Is was all about DeVoe and Marlize. So why wouldn't... Therefore He Is... Oh no, Therefore I Am, sorry. Was all about Marlize and DeVoe and stuff like that, and like the downfall of DeVoe. So what if Therefore She Is like the downfall of DeVoe and like the uprise of Marlize or something like that? Flash 20208, if I don't know why you're asking why Sam's a mod. Sam's a mod because he's a Patreon. Or patron, might I say. All the patrons are mods. If they want to be mods, obviously. Could they put Savitar in Legends of Tomorrow? I'd prefer if they put Savitar in a grave, and nail that coffin as like tight as they possibly could, and just leave Savitar in a grave forever, because I just don't want to see Savitar come back ever again, to be completely honest. I think that Marlize will play a huge role in the downfall of DeVoe. I think she will as well. I think she might die in doing so, but I think she yeah, they're just... It's not even like vague. They're full on saying like, oh, okay, Marlize isn't trusting, and eventually she's gonna break out of that cycle that DeVoe's got her on. But yeah, Super Bass 1. Do you play guitar? I used to. I played drums and guitar. I'm better at drums than I was guitar. I prefer playing drums more. Just because I like hitting crap. Aaron Tuck with a $2 super chat. Any predictions on season 5 of The Flash? Well, obviously we've got Mystery Girl coming back, so I'm guessing her identity is revealed at the end of this season, sorry, and it causes her to stay and be in next season in some way. I want Cobalt Blue as the villain. That's probably the best way to put it. I think he's the most logical villain to have there. And that's about it. Really, there's until like the finale or the last couple of episodes, it's really hard to predict like what we could be seeing in season 5, because there's just a bit too much of this season left to go before we can jump into season 5 stuff. D Stingley with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. I want to start reading Flash comics for more knowledge. Where should I start? Read like big stories, like maybe Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Flash Rebirth back from 2006, 2007, whenever it was. Flashpoint is a good one to read, and then once you've read those ones, then read just the new DC Rebirth Flash, starting from Volume 1. That's probably the best way to go. So just look up Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Flash Rebirth. I think it's 2006. Hold on, the Flash Rebirth, 2009. Where am I thinking of? 2009, Flash Rebirth came out. So the Flash Rebirth 2009. Then Flashpoint, and then just start DC Rebirth and just read from there. And that's... I've always said that, just read if you want to read any character, if you want to read Batman, if you're like new to comics and you want to start with like, read some cool Batman stuff, read some cool Green Arrow stuff, read some cool Superman stuff, read some cool whatever stuff. Just read DC Rebirth and then go back and read like the big comics in what do you call it? Like in their history. So with Batman, you read Hush, Long Halloween, and maybe Death of the Family and stuff like that, or Death in the Family. And then with Flash, you read Flashpoint, all them. You read those big stories. Don't read like go back and read like the volumes from back in the day. Just read like the big stories and then carry on with the current iteration or the current run of the comics. That's the best way to go about it. But yeah. Have you heard that Rip died? Well, I watched Legends, so yeah. Will Godspeed show up in the next season? I hope that I sort of want the Godspeed hype to die. I want Savitar to die more than Godspeed, but if like everyone wants Godspeed to be the villain for next season, and Godspeed to be the biggest villain ever, but Godspeed is such a weak villain. He's not even a villain. He's just his story is really weak. Like if they did him on the show, they'd have to change him. They'd have to change him too much, and then I think what it comes down to, because Godspeed isn't that interesting of a character, really, when you think, like, he does some okay, cool stuff, but he's not really a villain, he's like an anti-hero, and two, I think a lot of people just want him on the show because he's got a cool suit. I think that's basically it. He looks cool, and he's got a cool suit. That's probably like the only reason people want him on the show. But Savitar had a cool suit, but he was shit. He ended up being crap, mainly because when he got out of the suit, he was terrible. But, you know, I think what it comes down to is a lot of people want Godspeed to be on the show because he just looks cool. Because his story isn't like that interesting. Like his story is pretty basic. Like it's just a dude that wanted revenge and went a bit too far getting revenge. Yeah, he's not even a villain. He's just an anti-hero. Or he's just like neutral. That's probably the best way to put it. I still like I still like Godspeed, but I'm just not in love with him. I'm like, oh, I need him on the season. If they did him on the show, you do him first half. I've said this before. You do him in the first half of the season. So you do like similar to like what we had with like maybe Dr. Alchemy last season. You do it in his story sort of ended in episode 9. You do that with Godspeed. And then if they want to bring Godspeed back at the end of the season, he's sort of like a teammate, if you want to call it, of Team Flash, then you do that. Shut up, Pagey. I love Savitar. You have no right to stomp on my opinions. Well, D-Legend, aren't you just being contradictory there because you're stomping on my opinion of not liking Savitar? So, anyway. Daniel West gender will be switched to Daniel West, aka Mystery Girl. Maybe why she's in next season, because she ends up being the villain. But hopefully they tie all together, like those end scenes together, like why she was being weird and some like that, especially that one between Caitlyn and stuff. So yeah. Hopefully they tie that all together leading into next season with her. Hopefully she isn't just like, oh, I'm Bernice Fox, or just some random name like that. Hopefully she actually means something to the show. Hopefully she just isn't some complete random. So guys, we're going to stream for like another 10 minutes roughly, and then we'll end the stream. But yeah. If you're in the stream now, sorry, and you missed my spoiler talk about The Flash, I'm not going to go over it again, so you're going to have to wait for my video over the next like day or two to find out what I was talking about. Sorry, Paige, I'm not watching you anymore. I've decided to live off Wall Street videos for the rest of my life. Mafia. That is a great decision, because Wall Street makes some of the best quality videos on YouTube. If you're not watching Wall Street, you should be. If people don't understand that sarcasm yet, that's disappointing. Actually, that's funny because... that guy, yeah, the Wall Street Warriors. Wall Street was like, I don't know if anyone, like, this is a while ago. I'll just have some fun in the last 10 minutes, because who cares? We'll just sit here like in the last 10 minutes and have some banter. Like, maybe last year, maybe this time last year or something, he was trying to get my channel shut down. He was trying to report my channel for copying a video that I didn't copy. I made the video and uploaded it maybe, because people don't know how I upload videos, because of the time zones in Australia, like my videos go up around like maybe between 5 to 7 a.m. Australian time. So I'm not up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. making videos. I make them the day before, if not a couple of days before, and I leave them and schedule upload them at that time. Like I set them to go live at that time. So that's what I did then. And a video went up like maybe 3 hours after some other guy made one, and this Wall Street guy was like, you copied him. Oh my God, you copied him, and tried to like report my channel, and was like trying to get people to report my channel. It was a funny time. And then that guy actually ended up getting his channel closed down. And then he ended up messaging me in Twitter saying, can I have a shout out? So if anyone here is subscribed to Wall Stew, that's interesting. Anyway, Steffel with a $2 super chat. Eric in the chat, do a Titans video, please rant. Eric, do one. Do one, otherwise you're getting dislike bombed. Get one. Start doing it, mate. Triple OG calling me an asshole, like whole meal, like a whole bread. That's interesting. Whole grain. That's an interesting new way to write asshole. Discussing film. I did get Warstoohey's account back, but that's a story for another day. Ooh. Hashtag drama alert. Hashtag DC TV drama alert. That'll be interesting. That is a story for another day. We only got 10 minutes left, roughly, so maybe save that for another day discussing film. Oh, my leg's itchy. We are Bebo. I do agree with that, Caleb. 5 stars. We are Bebo. Call me Amina. I already sort of talked about the leaked photos from Titans. I thought they actually looked decent, apart from Starfire. And the only issue I had really with Starfire was her hair, because it's obviously they're going undercover. So it's just the hair I have issue with. Like, if that's her actual hair, then that's not going to be good. D Stingley with the Teal Super Jet. Hey, forget that guy. You're the best. Oh, don't worry. Like, any negative comments in the chat just sort of make me laugh most of the time, because you got to realize someone has to sit there and go, I'm going to type this and send it. You know, it's not just coming out of their mouth spontaneously. They have to sit there and type it and then press enter. So yeah. Bebo equals better than Elmo. Ooh, drama there, Aaron Tuck, but I think I'd have to agree with you. Pagey, why didn't you message me back on Instagram about the Wells theory? I had a huge theory about 2 months ago. Honestly, I just don't really read like my Facebook stuff, or like, it's more Twitter. Like, if you message me on Twitter, I'll most likely see it, but the Instagram stuff, I'm not, you know, don't really dive too deep into the messages. I probably should. It's like a lack of attention by me and a bit stupid by me. But from now on, I'll probably start doing it more. But yeah, that's just a mistake by me, I guess. Why is Roy back but Thea isn't next season? Well, that's something we'll have to wait and see. That's the thing that's like, I was sort of thinking that at the same time. I was like, well, if Roy's coming back as a season regular, shouldn't Thea be back in some way as well, if not Nissa as well? So why is it just Roy? So I'm guessing they're going to explain that either next season or maybe in the finale this season. We'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping it has something to do with the Lazarus Pits though. Joji Bot with the $5, the £5 super chat, might I say. Thank you very much for that, Joji. Hey man, what do you think DeVoe's final plan will be in the future? It's the Enlightenment. Like he quickly mentioned it last episode. Like he quickly mentioned it. Like I was like, we're working to our final plan, the Enlightenment. I think that's what he or she said, whatever you want to call him, DeVoe at the moment. So that's the plan. The issue is like, was the Enlightenment essentially what DeVoe was sort of testing with Marlize, sort of making her think stuff up quicker? You know how it's at the beginning of the episode, it's going to take her like roughly 3 hours to fix that device for DeVoe. Now at the end of the episode, it's going to take her an hour. Is that like an example of the Enlightenment? So increasing like performance, if that makes sense. Like yeah, it's like some sort of utopia. But it sounds like it's just like broadening people's minds to a point where they can just do things faster. You know what I mean? So if it took you, say it took you like a minute to do a math equation, like a long math equation, eventually through the Enlightenment, you'd be able to do it in 10 seconds or like 5 seconds or something like that. I'm guessing that's what it means. Like, there's still a lot of this season to go. So I'm still giving DeVoe some slack in regards to explain the plan, because really with other seasons, like remember Zoom's plan? Zoom's plan wasn't revealed until the finale. We didn't know what Zoom was doing until the end. Like really, they said he was basically just trying to like, basically control and be like the fastest essentially. But then it changed. He just wanted to destroy the multiverse essentially. It's changed in the finale. And then with Savitar, like his plan was sort of solid, but then a bit also not solid at the same time. And then Reverse Flashes was like clear from the beginning. I think that's why Reverse Flash is seen as the best villain, because his plan was clear from the beginning. I'm not lagging, so why is my actual stream lagging? Okay. But yeah, I think the Enlightenment would have to be that's his final plan. I just thought we'd have to sort of explain it more as we move into these last handful of episodes. Is a Flash 423 really titled We Are the Flash? Yes, it is. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Was Iris stabbed in the trailer? It looked like it. I saw somewhere that people thought it was Ralph, but why would Ralph morph into Iris? That's true. I think it's more. Yeah, I'm sort of confused on that as well. Because that if they do that, that's 2 seasons in a row where someone has morphed themselves into Iris to stop her from dying. And they get stabbed. 2 seasons in a row. So hopefully that isn't Ralph. I would rather Ralph die in another way. But like, if you think about it, if that is Ralph getting stabbed looking like Iris, that's 2 seasons in a row where someone is posing as Iris and getting stabbed and dying. They really need to, hopefully that isn't the case. How did Marlies learn Kung Fu? Well, that makes me think that it's a hologram. That makes me think, because you know how in the trailer Kilgore, or the Kilgore side of DeVoe takes over the thing? I have a feeling Kilgore gets in there, or the Kilgore side, and ramps Cisco's hologram simulation program from like, say it's on like a 4, like a medium difficulty, and just ranks it up to like, just turns it all the way up to 11. And it just becomes super hard. That's what I think happens there. So even though it looks like Iris is getting stabbed, it's more like it's just like it goes through her, if that makes sense. Maybe Iris feels a bit of pain, but it's more like a zap or something, like a little taser to make it, or like you got hit or something like that. Because I just don't know how Marlies could just turn into a ninja warrior, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's just like Young Justice or even like X-Men or something like that. You know, they have like the training room. I think that's what's happening there with that thing. It's just like it's the hologram thing we saw last episode, but just turned up to 11. My microphone is in the way. Why did I put it up there? Super Base 1 with a $2 super chat. Do I cosplay? No, I don't cosplay, but I respect it. Like whenever I go to the any sort of convention or anything, like if I see cool cosplay, I'm like, wow, that's pretty sick. Because I know how much time goes into it. So but yeah. Hold on, we go Muscab with the $1 donation through Streamlabs. In IMDb, it shows Big Sur comes back in the finale and Argus Garden episode 22 with Diggle. Yeah, well, Diggle's meant to be in the Flash episode 22. So, I don't know. I think it's just a little cameo because as we know on Arrow, he's with Argus at the moment. So maybe in the timeline with the Flash episode 22, he is still with Argus as well. Because one thing that they still haven't really worked out with the Flash and caught it up to modern day is that when the mid-season finales happened, Arrow went forward like 5 weeks, but the Flash only went ahead like 2 weeks or something. So going by the timeline, Flash would still be a couple of weeks behind. So they could line up where Diggle would still be working with Argus and could interact with the Flash at some point. In regards to Big Sur, that's interesting. But they have to wait and see. I don't know, I have to wait and see in regards to that. I couldn't really speculate too much on that because I think that's a bit random, to be completely honest. Joshua King with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much for that, Josh. Where is Aminette Black and will Tracy Brand come back? Well, episode 19, that's probably the episode that we would get Tracy Brand back if she's going to come back. Because we know that she has Fallout at the moment. They have said on the show that Fallout's with her. And in episode 19, they're meant to be transporting a dangerous meta. So he's the only dangerous meta, really, that the Flash has really encountered because he could just blow up and just kill everyone. So yeah, I think that could be where Tracy Brand comes into it in episode 19. In regards to Aminette Black, she's in episode 22 or 21, one of them. But she's going to be, I think, working with Team Flash. I don't know. That's random, but she's meant to be in like episode 21 or 22. But yeah. I want to see your yeah, I was thinking about coming to America at the end of this year, but I might not do it anymore. I've just got some other stuff I want to focus on. But I have to wait and see. I'll play it by ear. So I was thinking about going to Dragon Con, but I'm not too sure if I will anymore. I thought Fallout was Earth 15. No, they transported his like energy to Earth 15, but he's like the actual Fallout guy is with Tracy Brand. Do you think the Ricardo Diaz story may go into season 7? I don't think so. I think it's just this season. But I think like the repercussions of it could lead into next season though. Whether that's Oliver revealing to people that he's the Green Arrow. Because Stephen Amell did confirm at a convention that the show does something in season 7 that the show can't undo. So that could be multiple things. That could be like Oliver revealing to people that he's the Green Arrow or something like that. All of that. Am I going to Supernova Sydney? No, I'm actually going to Supernova Gold Coast, which is... What's the date? It's the 13th. So Supernova is in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks. It's technically starts on a Friday, but it's 2 weeks from tomorrow. That'll be... God, that sun is bright. Hopefully I can... Hold on, this might be a bit noisy, but I might be able to... That's slightly better. Not that much better. It still looks like I'm Two-Face or something. But yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow, that's when Supernova on the Gold Coast is. In regards to Supernova on Sydney, I might go, because apparently Stephen Amell's meant to be going, so if I can get media passes like I did with Gold Coast, then I might go to Sydney one, but we'll have to wait and see. It just regards on... Shit. It just regards on timing and stuff like that. Comic-Con, as in San Diego Comic-Con? No. I wanted to, it's so hard to go to San Diego Comic-Con living outside of America, because you have to book so far in advance that you're like, well, am I going to be doing anything in that time? You know, you're really committing to something that something could change. But yeah, so I wanted to go, but at the same, like, I might go like next. It's something I eventually want to go to. But it's just something that I have to plan so far in advance and just make sure that I can make it. You know what I mean? Even with the Flash fan, I live in New York and I can't get to Comic-Con. Like, even in America, it's like just hard because you have to book so far in advance, and then like something could happen. We got Wall Stew in the chat. If Pagey comes to Dragon Con, expect a real life crossover. Yeah, well, I don't know. I could still go. It just matters if things line up. Well, I won't say like why I wouldn't go, because it's something personal that I really wouldn't want to reveal too early, just in case, like, you know, because you don't want to like put all your eggs in one basket, if that makes sense. If that's not the term I want to use. But it's just something personal that I'd rather reveal if it happened. That's probably the best way to put it. And that might stop me from going overseas and investing so much in that. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Eric's here. I may as well just cancel out the stream. Hashtag demonetized. Yeah. Well, hold on. Warstew's here. Just let me go private my videos so he can't copy my videos. Just give me 2 seconds. Do I play any games? I've been playing... I bought Far Cry. I think if you're on my streams from a previous stream, I got... God, that is so bright. Far Cry. But I also bought the HD version of LA Noire, because I love this game back in the day. I still haven't played it at all, just because I've been playing Far Cry when I can. But that's something I want to play when I can. But I've been playing Far Cry at the moment when I can. But yeah, Far Cry is really good. It's more like... Which Far Cry did I really... I really like Far Cry 2, I think it was, on the Xbox 360. I think it was Far Cry 2. Was it Far Cry 3? The one in Africa. That one in Africa, whichever one that was. I really like that one. But anyway, guys, I'm actually going to end the stream here. I just realized I was only going to stream for like another 10 minutes. I've gone another 15 minutes roughly. So thanks to everyone that joined the stream. Thanks to everyone that super chat, everyone that just had a bit of a chat in the stream chat, obviously. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. Obviously, we'll stream. Usually it's before Legends, but now it's going to be before Supergirl. So on the day of Supergirl, about like, what, 2 or 3 hours before Supergirl, I'll be streaming again. So thank you everyone that came along. Thank you everyone who super chatted and supported the stream and all that good stuff. Be sure to stick around later today for my Arrow stuff. We are the hashtag Warheads of the War Stew Army. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. And goodbye.